Yo, what's up everybody? It's your man, Mr. Tim Swain, and in this video, I went all the way to Nigeria, came back to Ghana, just so I can have a conversation with a Nigerian that's living in Ghana. All right, so Ruth.
Hi.
It's been a long time. How are you?
Fine. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. I'm so grateful that you decided to give me some of your time today. And for the folks that do not know you, please tell us your full name.
Okay, so my name is Ruth Ezeneche Okechukwu. Actually, I arranged that terribly. It was Ezeneche Ruth Okechukwu, whichever way you want to call it. I'm Nigerian and I'm Igbo. I come from Anambra State. And I live in Delta State with my family, Asaba to be specific. Yeah, I think that's it.
So we are here in Ghana, obviously, and you relocated from Nigeria to Ghana.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, tell us why you relocated to Ghana.
School. That's all. Tertiary education, that's it. I came here for university school education, and then I came here, I fell in love with the country. And I might go back, I'm not sure, but for now I'm still here. So
you came here for school,
yeah.
and you went to university here. So what university did you go to? What did you study?
Okay, so Zenith University College, and I studied human resource management. And I think I just finished last year. I'm not done completely, but yeah. So I'm working for the meantime.
So of all the places that you could go, why come to Ghana to go to university?
Okay. First of all, it was closer. It was easier. The admission process was way easier than it would have been in my country. And it was closer. It's like the closest English-speaking country, you know. So I think those are the major reasons. Then I came here and like I said, it was cool, so I stayed. You know, the education system here is quite cool. I don't want to shame my country, but yeah, just quite cool. And yeah.
So you moved here now. Did you have family when you moved here, or did you move here by yourself? What was that like?
I moved here by myself. Okay, so I came here with my mom. I don't have family here at all, but my mom came with me. My mom, my younger sister, they accompanied me, and then we did the whole process. It was funny. We didn't know any. Okay, we had a friend who hosted us, yes, but then we did the admission process ourselves. All she did was, okay, you go to the bus stop, you get a bus here, like, oh, you get a bus to T Junction, then we'll go there. We don't know where T Junction is, we keep screaming, please, we're going to T Junction, don't. It's crazy. My mom got missing like twice.
Okay.
You know, so, but she left after 2 weeks, she and my younger sister. So I've been all by myself since then.
And how long have you been living in Ghana?
I came to Ghana for the first time in 2013.
Wow.
Yes, and I usually visit home sometimes, but I haven't traveled back home in like 2 years. So.
Wow. So you've been here since 2013, but you haven't traveled back home in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Now what about language? Have you picked up any of the local Ghanaian languages?
Fortunately, nope.
Nothing, huh? Why? Is that because
Well,
of Nigerian pride that would not allow you to speak a Ghanaian language, or what is it?
Well, not necessarily pride. Mostly, I don't know if to call it laziness, but it's like, okay, so my school, we usually call it a Nigerian school. It's funny because we have a lot of Nigerians in my school. So it's like I came here and I just created this Nigerian community here. So I was like living in a Nigerian bubble. That's what I call it. We speak our local languages, my Igbo or the Pidgin. I didn't really associate a lot with Ghanaians. I have very few Ghanaian friends, even though I live in Ghana. It's weird. So I think that's what happened. But I'm picking up the language a little bit now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for a lot of folks that's watching, and as I said, we got people that's all around the world watching this. And for some people who've never been to the continent, they just think Africa's all the same, right? Everybody speaks the same language, you wear the same thing, you have the same culture, XYZ. So when you moved from Nigeria to Ghana, what were some of those major or just initial differences that you saw from where you live and in Ghana?
Well, not so much because West Africa, but just slight differences in the way they call things. So the mates, mates, we call it conductor, you know, in Nigerian. So for the first time I came here, I'm like, conductor. nobody's answering you.
Yeah.
You know? And so someone now notices what I'm trying to do, so they nudge the mates. Oh, it's, and I'm like, okay, they call it mates, you know? So just difference in words, the same thing, but they call it differently, just a little. And I also didn't really like the food. I didn't. I've always been a picky eater, even in Nigeria, but I really didn't like the food.
So you don't like Ghana jollof?
Not the jollof, it's rice.
You know, so we had like a jollof competition.
Yeah, we did.
About, I think it was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we had jollof from only two places, Nigeria and Ghana, but we had different variations of it.
Yeah.
And you say you don't necessarily like the food. So why is that? For someone who doesn't know the difference between Nigerian food or Ghanaian food or South African food, what would be the difference?
Okay, so I think it's just the ingredients. Our foods are, honestly, they're really similar. They have the egusi, they call it agushi. They have that, we eat that. The palm nut soup, we have our own variant of palm nut stew, you know. So they're similar, just some little. I hate the momoni. I hate the way it smells, you know. So I'm sure some of them would hate the way ogiri in Nigeria smells too. So it's just a little difference in ingredients and all that. But yeah, I've always been a picky eater, so I have Nigerian friends who eat Ghanaian food a lot. So
okay, so you've been here since 2013. You had maybe some initial, challenges when you came to the country. Now, what about some of the things that you enjoy the most about living in Ghana?
Number one is the peace. It's just, Ghana is peaceful. I don't know how to explain it. It's just so peaceful. And then, peace, security issues. We don't really face that much here because, to someone who is probably, to a Ghanaian, the Ghanaian would probably not understand what I'm saying, but coming from Nigeria, it's just, I feel so safe here.
So because a lot of people don't know, because they've never been to Nigeria, they have no context for what you're speaking of. So maybe give an example that, you can do something in Ghana that you would not feel comfortable doing in Nigeria.
Well, okay, it's not a situation where you can do something in Ghana and you can't do it in Nigeria. People still go out at night in Nigeria. People still, they like the risky life, But it's like you're walking on the road and you're not really carrying your bag, so let me make sure no one touches
in Ghana?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I'm carrying my bag, I'm just going, I'm passing 37 station, I'm not scared that someone will dip their hand in my bag or something. But then some parts of Nigeria, Lagos, Onitsha, famous Opiweka, you carry your bag very carefully. You don't joke because Charlie, things will get missing. And then socialization. So, I know for me this is mostly my personal experience. I wouldn't speak for every Nigerian because in Nigeria I lived mostly with my parents, and so I was more like protected. I didn't really get to go out at night a lot, So, but it's really not that safe. 6 p.m. in Nigeria, I'm already like, okay, I have to start planning to get back home, Here, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., sometimes I get back home 8 p.m. and, 9 p.m. I'm out for salsa.
Salsa?
Yeah.
Here in Ghana?
Yeah,
you go to salsa lessons?
Salsa, yeah.
When you want to go out and have fun, what are some of the things that you do?
Okay, so it's mostly salsa because I'm really an indoor person. It's mostly salsa. Then sometimes I go to the cinema.
Really?
Yeah, actually, before the whole COVID.
I've never been.
Oh, you should. Accra Mall.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never been.
Accra Mall and what's the name? West Hills Mall.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never been.
You should. So salsa, the cinema. That's just mostly maybe a little sightseeing, but it's not really. Accra is busy and.
So busier than where you're from.
Okay, my city, kind of, Onitsha, not really, but slightly.
Okay. Recently, what hit the news coming out of Nigeria and all around the world was SARS. For a lot of people we never heard of SARS, had no idea how to contextualize that, right? And we were having some conversations a couple weeks ago off camera about this whole thing.
Yeah.
So when you start seeing this hit the news and it's becoming famous and celebrities and everybody's hashtagging SARS, right? What were some of your thoughts about like as a Nigerian coming from Nigeria, maybe you've seen some of this before. Like, what was your take on all of that?
So first of all, I think the very first thought was it's about time. It's about time we had people actually going on the streets and protesting about, because SARS it's a lot, and it's been happening for years.
Now, what exactly is SARS for someone tuning in for the first time?
What's the full Special Anti-Robbery Squad?
Okay.
It's supposed to be like an arm, just some sort of a unit of the police force responsible for fraud. I think robbery and fraud, stuff kind of internet fraud most especially. But then it turned into something they use in harassing young people, but mostly young boys. They target, it's mostly young boys, even though sometimes we have some ladies who are victims of SARS, but it's mostly young boys. So it's like, and especially in this internet age where we have a lot of people in the tech industry, so a young guy carrying his laptop, it's not an iPhone, it's not like, it shouldn't be weird. This is the age for it. But it's like, you carry your laptop, you carry an iPhone. Worse if you're driving a nice car, then SARS, that's it, So it's just terrible. We had people telling stories of how these guys who call themselves SARS people with the cars and whatever means you used to identify to know that these are SARS people, taking them all the way to the ATMs, making them withdraw money. So it's like, no, this is not what the police force should do, So I felt like it was about time, because today someone comes in, I was harassed, blah blah blah, we trend NSAS on Twitter, you finish trending it, nothing happens. Next week someone else will trend NSAS on Twitter, you get. So it was about time. But then, I mean, anyone who knows the Nigerian history, personally, I don't know if I should say this, but
yeah, you should say it.
Even if I was in Nigeria, I honestly wouldn't have even gone for the protest.
Why?
Because as much as I agree with the protest, it's like over time, because of how the government has handled issues like this, it's like there's just this inbuilt cowardice. I just had this fear. I was in Ghana, but I was scared for the people going for the protest. What if something wrong, something terrible happens to you guys? And then I'm Igbo, and I've heard stories of, we have this, I don't know if you've heard of the Biafran War, it's sometimes called the Nigerian Civil War. Mostly Igbo people like calling it the Biafran War, and then other parts of Nigeria call it the Nigerian Civil War. So we had a group of people now coming up, they call themselves IPOB, the Independent People of Biafra. So it's like, we want a secessionist state again. That was what led to the war in the first place, And in the past, they've had peaceful protests, and they've been shot, And I see these things in the news, especially, and I'm from the East. Sometimes my dad goes to work, other people tells him this story. So it's like, I hear it a lot where people go for peaceful protests, and they die. Then we had, I don't know how it's pronounced, Shiite Muslims, some part of the north, who also went for their own protest, and they were attacked. So I already have it here that peaceful protest in Nigeria most likely will get hurt. And I was proven right. What happened? October, I've forgotten the date, October 16th or what? What happened? Yeah. So it's just, so first of all, I was like, okay, yeah, it's about time. But secondly, I'm like, I really hope you guys survive this. But obviously some people didn't. So
in other videos, I've talked about this relationship between Africans and the diaspora and the connection between colonialism, blah, 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 and trying to solve some of these issues. So my question is, you said that you think it's cool, not cool, but you're grateful that the NSARS movement happened, but yet there's still this fear that ultimately manifested that people died. But then the question is it even possible, right, to raise that level of awareness without...
Well, it's not. And I'm not ready to give my life for Nigeria. Simple. It's just that simple. Definitely, people are going... I think that's a fact I came to live with. So, with the whole IPOB stuff I mentioned, at first we had a lot of people supporting, yeah, we actually do want Biafra, we're tired of being marginalized, blah, blah, blah. And I sometimes tell my dad, this Biafra thing, it's not going to be peaceful. People are going to die, you know. And he's like, Ruth, people will die. There is nothing you achieve without someone dying. So it's like, yeah, people will die. But why should we even be cool with that? Like, I know I'm not ready to die, so